Greetings, strangers! Welcome back to Ghost Town SMP, the SMP where I am all alone. And today is going to be our final day working on the same project, I swear. I have made this 4 videos somehow, but we're not staying here. We're not. We're going to finish this and be done with it today. Which means we are going to do the trees. We have 4 custom trees we plan to make. And there is going to be a princess on the balcony. That much is for sure. We've taken off our jacket today because we are seriously getting to work. The effect is supposed to be like we've got our sleeves rolled up, but I am just wearing a long sleeve sweater under my jacket, so it doesn't really give that effect. It's just I've lost the coat. So first off, I'm going to work on trees. I'm not very good at showing what I'm doing when I'm building a tree, it turns out. Mostly because it's a lot of trial and error. However, we can just do a time lapse. So, yeah. These ones I'm probably going to put a little bit of a different process into, just because I want them to be bigger trees. So I'm probably going to start by mapping them out with dirt. Not just doing these dirt pillars like I've done. This was just kind of getting an idea of where I wanted to put the trees. We'll get some dirt, we'll make a basic shape idea, we'll go get some wood, start building the trees, and for now, let's get into the time lapse. Welcome to a raid, guys. This was not the intention for today. This was not the intention for today. I don't have time for this. I don't have time for this. Go away. Today was supposed to be a peaceful building episode. You have ruined the vibe. I cannot axe you. Come on. Okay. This is still on 1.20.4. I'm not sure if we've discussed that before, but this is on 1.20.4 Minecraft. And I was just going over to my chests after having killed them, as you saw in the time lapse. Where are they? 3 days. 3 days till I leave. I have a whole project that I'm working on. I only have 3 days to finish it. And to get editing. I have editing to do before I leave. So that I can actually have videos to post while I'm gone. Why is there a witch in the tree? They spawned on the roof? They spawned on the roof! I was just trying to relax, watch my favorite streamer. But no. Raid. Good grief. Oh, there are still Vex. There are still Vex. Get out of here. Die. I'm gonna die. I'm gonna be the one to die. Not them. Oh, thank goodness. Well, we did it. I have a feeling those Vex are still going to be flying around and vexing me for a while. We are now down to 2 days remaining, for the record. 2 days till I leave. However, I actually really like how this tree turned out. I was so scared when we got stopped by the raid and I was just part way through the tree. I really wasn't vibing with the spruce leaves. But I really like how this tree turned out. So we've got 1 tree done out of 4. I'm going to switch tracks for a bit. We are going to go ahead and put a princess in the tower. Which means first we're going to make a way up into the tower. So I'm going to go get supplies for a honey elevator. It's so funny how much faster of a process this is than the first honey elevator I made. Because the one in my tower, the thing with that one is that I was trying to do it based off of just manually collecting up honey. And didn't even bother seeing how much honey I had at any given time. Just anytime I had honey, I was adding it into the honey elevator. And it made for a really annoying process, as one might imagine. I didn't put my helmet back on. I did that without Aqua Affinity. That was kind of moronic. Okay. Might have to deal with a little bit of the flooding that happened down there. Don't worry about it. So now, we just have to break out all of this, and we'll have a functioning honey elevator. Ta-da! It's very simple. I'm just going to have it be one side. The next step is the princess, which means I'm going to have to log out and go get a skin to have as the princess. I'll be right back. So for my own sanity, rather than making a new princess skin, I just found an old skin of mine and put a tiara on it. I don't know what's up with the blood. I think this is probably a Halloween skin of mine. If you have questions about the design, so do I. I don't really remember what I was doing with this at all. But it'll work for our purposes because we just need the head. Now just comes the fun part of killing ourselves. Woo! Okay. That was not as difficult as I expected it to be. So now, we have a princess head. And I am going to go immediately change out of this skin because I don't want to be wearing this skin anymore. That's better. I feel much more like me. So we've got our princess skull, and we are just going to build a princess here. As you can see, I got all of the armor and stuff put together for her. And yeah, I'm probably just gonna time-lapse this. So there we have our princess in her tower. She's kind of really, she's kind of the worst, because the skin is kind of the worst. But also, she's kind of adorable. I don't want this to continue being more projects, so we're gonna finish it now, right? Right, guys? Days gone without forgetting to hit record? 0. Why am I like this? I just spent so long building up the base of this tree, and I have 0 footage of it. Okay, so there's a tree behind me now. There's a tree. We gotta cover this with leaves. We still gotta build out the other 2 trees. And I have to leave for a while, so we'll see how much we actually get done when we get back. This has quickly become one of my favorite places on the server. It's a good place to sit and think and relax and regroup, which is something I've needed. You might have noticed we didn't get a video out when we were going to, or any for the couple weeks after that either. You could hear I was still getting over that cold in the last few clips, right? Yeah, well, I was finally getting over that, and I got sick again. I've been doing a lot of thinking. A dangerous pastime, I know. But I realized I wasn't enjoying what I was doing. Not because I was making something I wouldn't enjoy, but because of how I was going about it. And trying to cram far too much into too short a time span. So I've been taking it slow for a little bit. And I'm hoping this will help with getting back into doing this in the way that works. Or a way that works, at least. So, this is how the trees are at this point in time. This is how they've turned out. We've got a decent amount of progress made on them. If I come this way, it becomes pretty apparent that it's not finished over here. We did successfully get all of the bases of the trees built out, however, yeah, these 2 are still completely bare. And the backs of these ones have some holes in them as well. It's been a slow process. There's been a lot of reshaping I've had to do, because I was going so fast, I wasn't paying attention to what I was doing. And there was no shaping to the tree. It was just a blob. And it's still a little amorphous at this point. However, it does have some clearly defined shape that you can see. It follows the path, more or less, of the branches underneath. There's also this really perfect spot with how it's been done, where you can see right here, there's just this perfectly framed picture of the princess in her tower that I'm kind of obsessed with. It's a little unfortunate because the only spot you can see it from is standing directly in the rift. It's not a bad look from over here per se, it just doesn't work the same way. The framing is still good, but doesn't get the same effect as sitting directly here. So here's the thing on this project. And I know I said we weren't going to spend any more time here, this is going to be the last episode working over here. And that wasn't a lie. It wasn't a lie. This is going to be the last episode focused on working over here. However, that doesn't mean it's finished over here. Because working on the trees in a very quick time frame has clearly proven to not work. And I think I'm okay with that. I can't just sit down and build a tree right now. And that's okay. I don't have the time, and when I do have some time to spare, I can't sit down and focus on it. But I can be okay with the trees not getting done all at once. I can keep working on this a little at a time, on camera or off, probably behind the scenes in between projects. I'll just come over and spend 10-15 minutes placing leaves. And this area will get completed. And it also won't be more episodes. And leaving the trees half done doesn't mean that the area is bad. In fact, it's something I'm very proud of. We've got the cliff face over here, with the overgrown jungle behind it. We've got our beautiful little waterfall that goes into a codfish pond, which the cod love swimming up the waterfall and dying, but the overgrown area with all of the plants growing. Oh, there's a creeper. I didn't light up this area. Oh, oh, oh. Please don't. Please don't. Please don't. There we go. I'm gonna sleep now. I didn't realize how dark it was over there. Unintended visitors aside, we've got this beautiful overgrown area. We've got the entirety of the tower and the house behind it, and the princess up in her tower, looking over it all, trapped here in a world that's slowly changing around her, but always holding pieces of the past, unable to move on. And for the record, this is how it looks on the map. Which, honestly, the bare trees look pretty cool over there, on the map at least. And I'm obsessed with the shape of the roof for the tower. It makes such a cool, just such a satisfying shape on the map. So yes, it might be not quite what we had planned for this episode or for this area. But we got a lot done, and it is definitely high time for us to move this one on. So as always, I want to thank you all for joining me and keeping me company in this ghost town. I really appreciate it. And I will see y'all later.